Welcome to Top to Bottom Male Romance Podcast, where we celebrate all things male romance. I am Jessica.
And I'm Marky.
And this is our October top episode.
Yeah. So before we get started, as always, I wanted to bring up that we do have reader groups. We have one on Goodreads as well as Facebook. You can jump into our reader groups and talk about our bottom picks for the month, any cool series that you've stumbled across you want to talk about, book recommendations that we should read in the future, anything related to male romance or general silliness, jump in and talk to us about it. We also have a Patreon. Our patrons get inside information about the authors who we're going to have on the show, as well as the opportunity to submit author questions. So if you haven't had a chance to go check that out, make sure you do so.
And as always, don't forget to rate us on whatever it is you listen to us on. Giving us 5 stars and saying you love us helps other people who want to listen to this kind of stuff find us too.
Indeed. So happy October, everybody.
Yay, October. This is a big month.
Yeah, we've got personal and podcast-wise, we have a lot going on. And October is just fun because Halloween, and I mean, everybody loves Halloween, but you're kind of the queen of Halloween, so I know you're super excited.
I am so super excited.
So this month we are going in a little bit of a different direction. We're actually reading YA this time around, which I think is a first for us. We're going to be reading and watching Simon versus the Homosapien Agenda by Becky Albertalli. I think the movie's just called Love, Simon, but it's the book adaptation. I know that Will and Jeff both adore the shit out of this movie, so we've been wanting to see it forever. I think they went to the theaters like 5 times or something and saw it, so I'm pretty excited.
We'll be discussing the book at the bottom of the month, and we'll also, if you've ever heard us do our reaction reviews, we record just before we watch it, and then immediately after watching it, you get an unfiltered Marky and Jess review of whatever movie it is we've watched. So that should be ridiculous.
Yeah, it probably will be, because typically when we get together to watch movies, we drink wine or something, so we're usually extra ridiculous, so this can be fun.
At least for us. Hopefully you guys enjoy it too.
Yeah, we're under the assumption that this is still entertaining when we're laughing and giggling and rambling like idiots at a wine-induced happy coma. I don't know. Well, so since it's the beginning of the month, we do have a new Fresh Banana. Just as a recap, Fresh Bananas are new authors who either debuted within the year or who are about to debut. So our Fresh Banana for the month of October is Nev Wilder. Nev has a short story series that you can pick up through her newsletter right now. The first one's called Watch Me, which sounds really interesting. It's contemporary romance, and if you even remotely like college roommate hookup kind of things, I've read a couple of those, and they're always just fun because it's usually pretty damn ridiculous. But this one looks pretty interesting. Basically, it looks like a gay for you trope, which is always fun. So Nate Sanders happily sustaining a typical frat boy diet of booze and sorority girls until essentially his roommate catches his eye. So when he needs to try to buckle down and focus, Eric shows up with an offer to help him prepare, and their study session ends up veering wildly off topic. So sounds like a good time. And then Nev actually has her very first full-length novel coming out October 4th, so just a couple days after this airs, called Center of Gravity. And the blurb is really cute. It's really long, but my favorite part was right at the end, so I'm going to read that. Can a grumpy accountant and a bootstrapping artist find their center of gravity together, or are they on a collision course to heartbreak? An emotionally charged, slow-burn romance featuring an age gap, a Jack Russell Terrier hell-bent on world domination, steamy hijinks, and of course, a hard-won happily ever after. So, yes, sold. I'm pretty excited. It sounds fantastic. Something else that Nev has put together with Leslie Copeland, who runs the Les Court Author Services, they're putting together something perfect for all the Fresh Bananas out there called New Year, New Author Freebie Giveaway. So it's meant for authors who have under 3 books published, authors who are just now kind of getting the ball rolling or have yet to publish or anything like that. They're organizing it for a massive Insta freebie giveaway. It could range between like short stories like 7,000 words up to like a full-length novel if you really just want to be ambitious. But this is super cool because you don't really see a lot of newbie-focused groups like that. Like there are a lot of Insta freebie things that are out there that kind of fall within the male romance genre that can kind of go in any direction. But this one has Leslie Copeland behind it, which has a lot of clout, which is awesome. And it's really geared for fresh bananas. So when I saw that pop up, I was like, yes, this is perfect. And since Nev actually helped organize it, it lined up perfect with my pick for the month. So it's pretty exciting. So for all the fresh bananas out there listening to it, definitely go check that out.
There was this other author that this actually lined up for really well. I believe her name is Maz Maddox.
You don't say.
This isn't really a self-promotion thing, but I can't help it because I am super proud of Marky and her pen name Maz Maddox. Her second book in the Stallion Ridge series is coming out on October 1st, which is the day this airs?
Yep, it's the day it airs.
So, yes, and obviously I am super privileged and got to read it early. I absolutely loved Heartache and Hoofbeats. Loved it to death. I love claw marks and card games even more. It may be because my favorite character is one of the POVs, and it's a little, I would say a little darker, but it's not dark. It's funny and it's great, and everybody should read it. Throw that out there.
You just like it because Gunnar is one of the mean nice characters that we talked about in the last episode.
Yes, he's smixy. I love him. But you also did, just this last weekend, you did this really super fun thing where I've seen a lot of author takeovers, and those are always fun to get into because, there's, little games and chatting and stuff that happen, and they're just fun to do. But what you did, I haven't seen anybody else do this, but you did a character takeover where you invited authors to come on as their characters.
Yeah.
And it was a blast.
It was really fun. It was such a cool mixed bag of characters because it was kind of a little bit of everything because we had Tia Nova actually had literal angels, show up for hers. We had Kazia Bacon bring her elves, which were, of course, fantastic. Jex came and brought Sam and Jet, which is always a damn hoot. Katsy brought Maddox Kane, which she opened the event with Maddox showing up. And the first line that he says is like, I'll make something very clear. You will obey me. I'm like, oh, this is going to be fucking great. It was so fantastic. So you had Maddox Kane basically in the same saloon as angels and elves and gargoyles and shit. So it was really cool. And I hope that the authors had a good time. They seem to be enjoying the randomness because the readers were just lobbing the most ridiculous fucking questions at them. And it was so fantastic.
Yeah. And actually it's really effective too, because I've had Tia Nova on my to read list. I hadn't really looked in depth. I'd read synopsises, but when she brought in Dante and Killian from For You I Fall, I fell in love with Dante. He's just fantastic. So I am reading the book based on the character portrayal in the character takeover. So that was crazy effective.
Yeah, I was very surprised because I adore Tia, and I've been talking to her since I started doing authory things. And I've read a little bit of her stuff, but I hadn't read Dante and Killian's story before. So, of course, same thing with me. When I got to meet these characters, I was like, these guys are fantastic. It's really great. So meeting the new characters were fabulous. And then getting to interact with characters who I was already completely smitten with, like J.P. Kenwood's characters. I was tripping over myself being able to talk to them because I've been in love with them for literally years. So it was really fun, and I 100% want to do it again. I will say I think mentally it has to be spaced out because I did Scarlett and Jesse, and I was exhausted by the end of it because you have to put yourself in their headspace, and you can't respond to it like you would. It has to be how they would respond, and depending on which characters you brought in, they're probably fucking crazy. So it was a freaking blast. I really hope if not me, somebody else is able to do something like this again so we can go have more hijinks because it was a good time.
Yeah, if you guys are interested in something like that, let us know. And we'll post next time Marky does it on her author page so you guys can join in on that. And we'll post it to our Patreon people regardless, just so they can have that inside scoop as well.
I wonder if we can organize something like that for the podcast, do a little takeover thing.
Ooh.
Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, it would have to be on a page. We wouldn't be able to record anything, but we could set up an event and have people come over as their characters and do whatever. And it could just be anybody. That'd be cool.
Yes, let's think about
pinned.
Let's think about that for much later because this year.
Yeah, we don't have time.
This year's nuts.
Yeah, this year's insane, but future endeavors.
Yeah, bitch, no more projects this year, please.
Yeah, no.
Let's finish the ones that we've started.
So other cool things that are happening this month. GRL is happening on the 19th.
Still madly jealous. Yes.
Well, yes, I know. And I wish so badly you could come, but wedding. So if you were going to have any excuse to not be able to go with me, wedding's probably top 5. So you're good. But I'm very excited. I've been watching the events like a hawk. I'm particularly excited about the 80s costume party. Even if I'm not able to dress up this year, I just want to see everybody else's ridiculousness.
How are you not going to dress up?
I'm going to try. I'm trying to put together a costume right now, but if I can't get it exactly how I want it, I may not do it because I'm that person.
But I have so many costume things. We'll talk about this offline, but we will get you set up. I will make sure that you are able to dress up. You are not going to a costume party and not dressing up. You have to do this for me so I can live vicariously through you.
I want to go as like glam punk. Like I want to be a rainbow punk 80s person. Like a rainbow of 80s puked on me is what I want to look like.
I have that colored hair wax that you can use to spike up your hair, all colorful like, and I've got fingerless gloves that are lace. I got some shit, man.
Ooh. I may have to raid your closet then.
Yes. Remember, I interact a lot with a retro arcade, and they have dress-up events, so I have
fair.
I have some 80s gear. But what else?
That's gonna be.
Do they have like their panels and stuff? Like, do you already know what is going to be there? Do you have things you're looking forward to out of that?
Not yet. They haven't announced all the panels yet. I know that. Have we talked about Kurt's doing a narrator panel, and he's going to be one of the featured narrators out there, which is super cool.
Ooh.
And I think he's going to be doing reading and things like that. And I think that's like Saturday night or Friday night, one of those. So he's going to be doing that. So that one for sure, like everything else can go to hell. I'm going to that one. But as far as the rest of the panels, I know last year they had such an array of things, and some of them were happening at the same time, which is nightmare situation kind of thing, because there were ones that I legit wanted to be in both, and I had to make a decision of like which one deserved my 30-minute to an hour time.
Okay, so here's what you do. When you get the listing, you can do one or two or both of these things. You can either ask me and I will pick for you. So that way, if you can't choose, I can tell you what I want you to come back to me with. Or if I also can't choose, we can put a poll on the Facebook page and let other people choose.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. So yeah, we'll do that. If there's any conflicts and I have to choose between some, we'll put a poll up and you guys can decide which one I should go to, and then I can report back with how it was and who was in it. I don't know if the Cocky Boys are going to be there this year because they haven't posted anything about them.
Yeah, and you knew pretty good ways out last time that they were going to be there because you got super hype.
Yeah, I freaked out. I hope they're able to go again this year because they were awesome people, and I need more swag. If we're just being super honest, I need another calendar.
You just want them to pick you up again.
I kind of want that to happen again. I, for the record, didn't ask them to do that. That was all Carter's idea. He was like, we could pick you up, and then all of a sudden, I was lifted by his boyfriend. That's what happened.
That's just freaking fantastic. I still love that story.
Yeah, I might change my phone background back to that picture because every once in a while I'll see it again and it'll make me happy. I'm like, hee, and I'll just put it back on there.
Just waiting for somebody at work to see that.
You know what? I think you've made it to where...
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, we work with cool people because they'd be like, who's that? And I'd be like, well, I'm about to tell you some shit.
Oh, it would be really great if somebody saw it and then recognized them. And then you would know something about that person.
They'd be like, is that the Cocky Boys? And I'd be like, oh, we're having
friends
a conversation.
now.
Oh, are we best friends? I didn't realize.
I stand up for my cube, ready to fight. Anyways, this is...
It's like Scott Pilgrim, but with friends, and you're like top tier.
That's a story somebody needs to write.
We veered off hard. Yeah, no shit. Yes, oh my god, somebody needs to make the gay version of Scott Pilgrim. I'd read the shit out of that.
Somebody do that, and let us know, and we will promote the crap out of it.
Yeah, yes. Everybody has been raving about this new paranormal sci-fi male romance book that just came out, A Fairy of Bones and Gold by Haley Turner. I want to say Jex posted about it. Oh God, and like 4 or 5 other romance authors that I follow and trust their opinions. They posted about this book. Apparently it's just badass. It looks really cool. The blurbs look really long, so we're not going to read the whole thing here, but it's urban fantasy. So magic and stuff set in a modern day setting.
Right.
But apparently great story, strong. Like the emphasis is more on the urban fantasy and the action adventure, but there's a very strong romance subplot. So not the focus, but definitely a strong vein through the story. And it looked really interesting. I mean, it's going to be on my to read list at this point. Hopefully, maybe we can pick it as one of our bottom picks before the end of the year. So, but it looks really interesting. I wanted to bring it up, if anything, just because I had seen it going around so much that I feel like it's our duty to announce something like that. It looks fantastic. I would love to, if any of you guys have read it, if you want to toss out yay or nay or what you thought about it or anything like that, jump in one of our reading groups and let us know about it, because I would love to non-spoiler shoot the shit about the book. So, because we haven't read it yet.
Yeah, that's definitely on my to-read list. I love urban fantasy, and I read so very little of it anymore because I'm mostly reading and it's, it's mostly contemporary. There's some shifter stuff, and kind of around, but that was what drew me to Jack's Lane, was that kind of urban fantasy thing going on there. Why I love Gail Carriger. I love fantasy modern day stuff. There's not a ton of it, and I will eat it all up.
Yeah, I guess that's true, because I don't think I've seen a lot of it, but to be fair, it just might not be what's popular right now, because the tide shifts, it feels like, daily when it comes to romance. Like, I was in a reader group the other day, and they were talking about what genres are hot. Somebody was saying, like, oh, shifters and omega verses are really hot right now, and I chimed in and was like, I think dark romance is where I'm seeing everything go right now, is really dark, gritty stuff, like Cathy Snow level, like, darky stuff.
To be fair, that might be your algorithm, you sick son of a bitch.
Hey now, don't shame me.
I'm not. I'm also a sick son of a bitch.
I know. I was about to say we both read it. But it very much is probably the circles I run with and the people I follow in algorithms and everything. So we might be way off. There could be like this whole magical land of romance, paranormal, urban fantasy stuff that we don't even know exists. So that's where you guys come in. You need to tell us about these things, so we're not left in the dark.
Yes. So we have 3 asks then this time. Yeah, we're requesting any recommendations for good horror, Halloween, spooky time for October mail reads. We are looking for good urban fantasy mail reads. And we need to know if you've read A Fairy of Bones and Gold and if you like it or not, and why.
Yes.
So you guys
we're very needy this episode.
Yeah, you guys have homework. Come and talk to us online because we love you.
Yes, we do. And we gotten a couple messages from people, because when we talked about impreg and how we were kind of like dipping our toe in that because we never read any good impreg before, we had Gail Carriger and like 3 or 4 different random awesome listeners reach out to us and say, hey, start with this series. I love this one. Tell me what you think about this one. It was fabulous. We love that. So please let us know if you've got great recommendations for any genre. We will absolutely add it to our list. I'm very excited. And of course, speaking to the Halloween thing that you brought up, we are going to try to put together a list of authors who have Halloween, either novels or short stories or anything coming out in the month of October. I know that there's going to be an Insta Freebie giveaway that's all Halloween focused. I don't know the name of it right now, but I saw it floating around. I'll hunt it down and put the link for it when it's available. I think it's going to go, well, it should be live by the time this goes live, so I'll put it in the show notes.
Dude, what? I just realized that this episode marks us being on the air for a year.
Holy crap, it is our year.
We probably should.
Happy
birthday! Happy birthday, top to bottom. I am a jerk and forgot. I didn't get you anything.
You know what? I'll let it slide this time, but don't let it happen again.
We'll talk about that probably more on the bottom, because that'll give us some time to think about our actions.
This is a good window into how we run things.
Yeah, we're so on top of our shit.
Oh, yeah.
You don't even
organized as fuck. We should do something cool.
And all this time we have preparing for GRL and weddings and things?
Oh, yeah. Totally. We'll do something.
Yeah, and if we don't do something right now, we'll do something before the end of the year. If I find the time, I'm planning on cooking something up to share, but it's a surprise. So
totally. No, this is all on purpose. This is actually just our super smooth way of saying we have a surprise brewing. Totally thought this through.
I actually 100%. I wasn't bullshitting just then.
No, I know. Now that we're thinking about it, we've got our gears whirring, and I'm like, ooh, now I've got some ideas. But I had totally forgot that this is going to be our year anniversary because of just everything that's going on, wedding GRL and everything like that. So that's pretty exciting.
Yay, 1 year.
Yay. What a ride it has been.
Indeed. This has been an amazing year. So thanks for all you people who listen to us, because we do it for you.
Yeah.
actually, we do it for ourselves as well because we get to talk to a lot of amazing people. So that too.
Yes, but mostly you guys, because you're great.
Right, that too. We are so full of shit.
Oh, yeah.
What else we got?
I think that was everything.
Well, cool. So, yes, we are reading Simon versus the Homosapien Agenda by Becky Albertalli. Make sure you read that if you haven't already. If you have, read it again because it's supposed to be awesome. And yeah. Super great. Do it.
I look forward to reading this series. We touched on what we're reading and then we segued into 1,000 other things, but this book has been around for a hot minute and is praised as just a super fantastic, sweet, lovely book. So I'm looking forward to it. And I haven't ever read a YA before. I've read YA in the past, but not in this genre. So I'm interested to see how it works and what the characters are like and why everybody loves it so much.
Same.
So yeah, okay. Cool. I guess I guess that's it for now, and then we'll see you guys at the bottom episode where we'll talk about the book and the movie, which we're going to be reviewing, as well as hopefully a good list of spoopy stuff for you, and it'll be a good time, so you should check us out then.
Yeah.
Until then,
bye!